Rochelle here, and I'm back to share with you all some more yarn stuff. Okay, now you all may notice that my setup is different, and that is because I have moved yarn rooms. I've moved down the hall, and I'm still working on getting everything set up. So I will be doing another yarn craft room tour like I've done before, and yeah, it's nice. It's just this room is a little bigger, so I'm really enjoying it so far, and for the most part I have it set up, but once I have everything done, then I will do another craft room tour. Okay, so today I have some whips and I have some finished projects to show you all, and a little spinning. Alright, so let's get started with my first finished project. On my last episode, I was almost done with this project. I had just a little bit left, and but I have finished it, and yeah, this is the yarn that I'm using. This yarn is Gray Bonfire by Oat Knit Yarns. This here, and it's absolutely beautiful, and this is my finished project. It's gorgeous, and the needle that I used was a 11, which is an 8mm. Now I wanted to bind off with a larger needle, like a 13 or a 15. However, when I tried to do it, the stitches were a little too tight in order for me to change to a bigger needle. It was just like, I don't know, for some reason I could not get those stitches on to a larger hook. I tried, but it just, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to try to bind off loosely and see what happens. But yeah, so I used my Chagu needles, or Chiagu, however you say it. I used these for the whole project, including the bind off. And I know there's like an ultimate stretchy bind off that's going around. I might have to check that out. I am very pleased with my cowl. The bind off is a little tight, but I mean it's still pretty good size. And no, I haven't blocked it, but I'll get around to it. Yeah, so it's beautiful. Love the colors. The colors are amazing. Just so pretty. And yeah, I can't wait to start using it. Okay, so here it is. As you can tell, it's really big. And no, I haven't blocked it yet. I'll get around to it. Now I'll try it on for you. So here it is. I really like this stitching detail, and I love the color. Love, love, love the color. And there's a little bit of a roll at the top. That's due to that stockinette, but I don't mind it at all. You can see the garter stitch section. And in this section here, it's mainly just the drop stitches that creates that wonderful texture. And yeah, the yarn is absolutely beautiful. It really does look like a gray bonfire. And it's very lightweight as well. Like, I can see myself wearing this all throughout the year. Now, as I mentioned before, the bind off was a little tight, but I can deal with it. It's okay. It still has a really nice drape to it. So yeah, so that is my ingot cowl. All right, so let's see, is there anything else I wanted to say about this? Other than it's awesome and I love it. It has so many different colors in it. So you can like wear it with like a ton of different outfits. Yeah. All right, so that's that. Okay, so that's my first finished project. My second finished project is my spring shawl, which is by the Dabbling Hook. She has an Instagram and she has a Ravelry. And here is the shawl. I'm dropping stuff. I got a lot around me, so if you hear something clinging or falling, it's because stuff is falling off of my table. But here it is. This is the spring shawl. And you can tell that it is ginormous. It's huge. Look at the stitching there. It's really nice. Once again, it's one of these projects that I could wear all year round. The yarn feels amazing. And the yarn that I used was Bernat Satin Sparkle in the olive oil colorway. So it's Bernat Satin Sparkle, and it is in the olive oil color. Really nice color, and it has sparkles in it, which is always awesome. Now, when it came to bonding off, well, I guess not with crochet, you wouldn't say binding off. When it came to the foundation row, yeah, that's what it was. When it came to the foundation row, I wanted to make sure that it would not be too tight. So I did go up a hook size. You're instructed to use a 9mm hook for this project, but I wanted it to have a little bit of a stretch to it. So when I did the foundation chain, I used a 10mm crochet hook. And then when I started on the body of the shawl, I used a 9mm hook. And just like a little tip out there for you crocheters, it's better to go by the millimeters than the letter, because like the project wanted a size N with a 9mm. It was N/9mm. Well, with my crochet hooks, my 9mm is an M, and my N hook is a 10mm. So if you can, it's better to go by the millimeter, because sometimes, depending on the company or what country it's from or whatever, the lettering may not always be the same. But with the millimeters, you know, it's more accuracy if you just go by the millimeter on a crochet hook than just the letters, because sometimes an N hook will be a 9mm, sometimes an N hook will be a 10mm. So yeah, just go by the millimeter on the hook. That's a lesson that I've learned to go by. So yeah, here it is. And like before, I'm going to insert a clip of me wearing my spring shawl. So here is my spring shawl in all its glory. It's super huge. It's like much bigger than I imagined it was going to be. Let's see if I can't zoom out a little bit. But yeah, it is huge. Like from the picture, I thought it was going to be much smaller. But there's several ways you can wear it. But so far, I like wearing it this way. Almost looks like a little cardigan. And yeah, the color is beautiful. That olive oil colorway. So yes, I really like this project, and I want to make a lot more for sure. And it's asymmetrical, so it looks different on each side, which I really like. So now I just have to choose what color am I going to make it in next. Okay, so you just saw the clip of me wearing my spring shawl, and now I'm going to go to my works in progress. Let's see what I've got. I have 1, 2, 3 works in progress. Okay, so let's get started with the first one. I'm going to share with you all my crochet work in progress. And it is the crochet V-stitch shawl cape wrap pattern. And this pattern is by Bag O Day. She does have a YouTube channel. And what I really like about her patterns is that they're made for us thicker girls. You know, they're great for all sizes, but sometimes it is hard to find a good variety of patterns if you are a little, you know, a little thicker, a little fluffier, you know. But yeah, so what I really like about her projects is that the sizes are so great, and you know, I don't have to adjust her patterns to fit me. Like if I just make her patterns exactly how it's written with no adjustments in hook size or yarn weight, it fits me. I don't have to make any adjustments at all. So I really like that about her patterns. And the hook that I'm using it's a 5.5 millimeter. And for me, that's an eye hook, but it's a 5.5 millimeter. And the yarn that I'm using is this gorgeous yarn right here. Isn't that pretty? All those colors. Yeah, so that's what I'm using. And it is Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn. And this was some of my lovely clearance yarn that I got from Hobby Lobby. And the color is called Hot Stripe. Yeah, love this. And I ended up buying 4 skeins of this. For this project, I'm probably only going to use about 3, but we'll see. So here's the project. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? And the great thing about this pattern is that it can fit, you know, so many different sizes of people. It's made to be worn like a cape or like a shawl. And with me, this is going to go all the way around. Like so. But you can put it here or here. It's just, it's so versatile for anybody that wants to make it. But it's going to be so pretty. And like I said, I'm probably going to add, right now I'm on skein number 2, but I'm probably going to do 3 skeins total. And there are 250 yards in each of those skeins, which is 230 meters, 5 ounces, 142 grams. So if you are going to make this, definitely make sure you have enough. But yeah, it's just so pretty. And I have other works in progress, but I just want to finish that one so badly just so I can wear it. I really want to wear it. Alright, for my next work in progress is a knitting project. And this is what I've done so far. Oh, and I did want to go back and mention that the ingot cowl and the spring shawl are both paid patterns. Also, the Bag O' Day crochet V-stitch shawl is also a paid pattern. Now the 504 King West shawl, it is a free pattern. I think if you want it in like PDF form, there's a charge for it, but you can just go to Ravelry and then click on the website link, and their instructions are on the page, so it's free in that way. But you know, sometimes you like to have a PDF of it, and I think there's like a small charge for that. But anyway, here's my well, let me show you the yarn that I'm using first. This is yarn by Oat Knit Yarn, and the color is called Purple Pursuit. And what is so special about this yarn is this is the very first hand-dyed yarn that I bought from Oat Knit Yarn, and that was probably, I don't know, probably over a year ago. So it's really special, and I'm really enjoying using it. And even the label has gotten like really old. But yeah, it is Purple Pursuit by Oat Knit Yarn. And it is ultra soft merino superwash yarn, 490 yards. That is awesome. And it's fingering weight. And I feel like I'm starting to evolve in my knitting, because at first I just wanted to do bulky weight. Then I wanted to do worsted weight. And then I got into using DK and sport weight yarn. And I got comfortable with those. And now I'm using fingering weight, which is crazy because I've always said that I don't like tiny yarn. I don't like tiny needles. I don't like tiny hooks. But here I am using fingering weight and sport weight and DK weight yarn. So it's great to like feel comfortable using all of those. But here's my project so far. This is what I've done. And I have made this shawl before. It was in a light worsted weight yarn. So this is definitely a slower progress, but I'm really enjoying this. But you can just see all the beautiful color variations going on there. The lights and the dark purples, it's just absolutely beautiful. And this stitch marker, or progress keeper rather, if I can get it to stay still. This is one that I made myself. I really do enjoy making my own stitch markers. Or progress keepers, whatever you want to call them. But I like it because it shows me how far I've gone. And with knitting, sometimes it's kind of slower than crochet. Sometimes you get that instant gratification with crochet, or either like if you're knitting with a heavier weight yarn. But with fingering weight, I really like using a stitch marker or a progress keeper because it shows me how far I've gone. And sometimes when you're using fingering weight yarn, you don't feel like you've gotten that far. But when you look back at your progress keeper, you're like, wow, I've actually done a lot. So it just kind of helps, you know, to keep me encouraged. That's why I like using it. Oh, and the needles, I must share. The needles that I'm using are my Addy Turbo Rockets, and they are amazing. My Addy Turbo Rockets. And I purchased these at the Hillsboro Yarn Shop. And yeah, absolutely love these. And they're great. I mean, I've come to like these just as much as my my Chagus or Chiagu. Yeah, they're absolutely amazing. I love the cable on them. So, and they feel great in my hand. And I noticed that I was actually knitting faster than usual, and I didn't really attribute it to the fact that they're Abby Turbos. I really didn't think about that. But they actually do help you knit faster. I don't know the science or the technology behind that. But it does. I mean, it says that these turbo rockets, they combine the sharper tip of the Addy Turbo lace with the slick nickel-plated coating of the classic turbo needle, resulting in the perfect needle to make knitting faster and easier. So far, that's been the truth. I mean, I'm really getting this done. So I really do enjoy these Addy needles. I really, really do. And the needle size is a US 6 with a 24-inch cable. Alright, so let's see. Got most of everything. Alright, so the next work in progress I want to share with you all I'm super excited about, and that is that I am sock knitting. Now I know that I've said several times on this channel that I will never knit socks, and I've said 100 times that DPNs are scary. Well, they don't scare me anymore. Look what I've got. These are the Knitter's Pride Dreams. And the needles are absolutely beautiful. I love that brown color. And these are size 5, 3.75 millimeter, and you get 5 DPNs in the pack. And I am working on a project called the Travel Socks. And this is what I've done so far. I haven't done a lot because I've just been kind of stuck on these whips over here. And plus I'm getting some help with these because I definitely need some help. So thanks to my yarn friend Shelly for helping me with these socks. She is the dyer behind Oat Knit Yarn. And that's what I've done so far. I've done about 5 rows of, I've done 5 rounds so far, and I'm really enjoying it. I haven't done a whole lot, but for a first time sock knitter, it's cool. Like sometimes I find that I can't put it down, but when it comes to reading the pattern, I can only do but so much on my own. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to set up another tutoring session so I can get some help to continue working with these. But it's great. I'm really, really enjoying it. Hopefully one day I'll finish them, and hopefully I won't get one sock syndrome. Now the yarn that I'm using is the same yarn that I used for my first 501 King West shawl. And it is Universal Yarns Adore Colors, and it is a light worsted weight yarn. It's 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, 237 yards, 250 meters, and it is 55% superwash merino and 45% acrylic. Yeah, really, really enjoying it. And I think I mentioned the yarn for each project. The Ingot Cowl, that was 100% superwash merino. The spring shawl was 100% acrylic with Burnett. And my socks, I just mentioned, is a blend of superwash merino wool and acrylic. And then my my 405 King West shawl, that is 100% superwash merino. And my cape, my crochet V-stitch cape, that is 100% acrylic on that one. So as you all can see, I use a variety of yarn. I can use acrylic, I can use hand-dyed yarn, I can use merino superwash yarn. I mean, I like it all. It doesn't matter whether it's acrylic or it is a cashmere, silk, nylon, whatever. I like it all. It doesn't matter whether it costs $3 or $30. I like to use a variety of yarn. And I think that when it comes to yarn, you should use what makes you happy. Don't feel pressured to buy a certain type of yarn. Use what makes you happy. And I like it all. Doesn't matter the price range or whatever. I like using all sorts of yarn, and I like to use any type of yarn that makes me happy. Well, in addition to using yarn, I also like using fiber. And as you all know, I'm using Oat Knit Yarns Superwash Merino Roving to do some spinning. And yeah, and I also bought a spinning wheel. Not a spinning wheel, that's wishful thinking. I bought a drop spindle, which I've shared with you all before. And this is the fiber that I'm using. Isn't that beautiful? So many pretty colors. And well, I've done quite a bit since the last video, but since I've had all these other projects going on, it's kind of taken a little bit of a back burner, but I'm still working on it. But I've done this much so far, and I think that's a lot. And as you can see, there are some thick and thin spots in there. But hey, that's hand spun yarn for you. I like the thick and the thin. And maybe the better that I get, the better I'll get with making a more consistent spin. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. It's really great to do. And what I like about spinning is that it kind of gives me a break from knitting and crocheting, which I really like. And I think that's why it's so great to do multiple projects, because you know, you can just kind of switch off every once in a while and do something different. Alright, so I'm looking around, making sure that I haven't missed anything. Nope, I think that's it. So yeah, so that's basically what I've been doing. I have been doing some sewing. I have been making some project bags, and so hopefully by the next video I will be able to share with you all the progress that I have made on some project bags, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, that is all I have to share with you all in this video, and so until next time, bye!